Hey everyone, my name is Gavin, and this will be a video on how to set all of the player's variables, like for attributes, like maybe things like health or whatever, all equal or all inside of one text file. And then when you load up the game or when you start the game, it's going to load the information from the text file, and that's how this is going to work. Alright, I'm just going to get started. So to start, if you want to create a folder, and you're going to keep your main game's Blender file in here and your Notepad document. To create a folder, just do right click, new, and do folder. But we're going to need to create a text document first, and I'll call this text document player info, and we're just going to put 3 numbers on different lines inside of this document. This first one will be 100, this second one will be, let's say, 24 or 34, and this last one will be 87. Alright, hit file and save like this, and exit out of here. And what we're going to do is do file and save, and you're going to save this this Blender project to that same folder. So yeah, I'm going to have to find this again. It was load. Yeah, this one. Alright, so I'm just going to save this as game project or something along the lines of that, and I'm going to hit save right here. And I'm going to go from defaults to game logic and go from Blender render to Blender game. And on our cube in the middle, I'm going to add 3 different game properties that'll all be integers. Like this. This first one I'll name as health. This second one I'll name as food or something like that. And this third one I'll name as water. Now if I hit these eyes right here and do game and then show debug properties, you can see that if I hit P, they're all labeled in that top left corner as health 0, food 0, water 0. Alright, and we're just going to have it so it's going to read from the player info text file all this data, and it's going to apply one of those numbers to one of the variables in the game. So let's add an always sensor like this. Actually, let's keep these 3 dots not selected. We just want it to run once. And let's add a controller Python like this and connect it like this. And let's do templates Python and then game logic simple like this. Delete the portion I've highlighted right here, and hit control and scroll up on your mouse to make your text larger. And let's rename this as gamescripts.py, and let's add this right here. Since we're going to need to get data from an external file, let's import logic from the BGE, so from BGE import logic. And let's have path is going to equal logic.expand path like this. Alright, now that we have this, what we're going to do is inside of our text file, or inside of our main function, let's just have a try and accept. And for try, let's have file is going to equal open path, and we're going to open up our player info folder, so playerinfo.txt. I'm actually going to delete exit out of that. So we're going to put playerinfo.txt and make sure this is in the same folder, and we're just going to read information from it like this. Alright, next what we're going to do is have info is going to equal file.readLines. Make sure there's an S at the end of that, so read lines. And what we're going to do is have, since the way a text file is written is it doesn't go like line 1, line 2, line 3, it starts out line 0, line 1, line 2. We're just going to set them according to that. So let's have own health is going to equal info and line 0. So line 0 I believe was the 100. Then we're going to have own food is going to equal info and then 1, and that would be the second line if we were reading it directly, and I believe that was something like 34. And let's have own water is going to equal info and then 2 like this, and I believe the water was, if I'm not mistaken, something like 87. Not an else statement. Let's have an accept statement now. So accept, if we can't do one of those commands or something, we'll print can't do one of the things mentioned above, or just something like that. That's probably a little bit longer than I needed anyway. I'll hit control and scroll out. I'll actually open up the console to see if there's any errors when we start up. But what should happen is if I hit P now, you can see there's something's wrong right here. Oh, we need to convert these to an integer. When you're reading it from a text file, it's not an integer. So you need to convert these all to an integer. Int, like this. And there you go. So we see we have health 100, food 34, water 87. And that's if we take out those commands. So if we hashtag these out, so essentially make these notes, they would just be 0 like this. But since this is actually the lines of code, we can make them equal to those variables specifically from the file. Alright guys, I hope you guys find this very useful.